Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome and or welcome back to Flickatina Budgets. I am indeed Flickatina. I was going to do my count up tomorrow, but then I was like, you know what? The likelihood of me actually going out and spending anything is pretty well, it's just not going to happen. I have actually been out and spent today, but happily I spent from my fun funds from which I had saved money, and I've bought some lovely wool because I'm going to try and knit some bows. So yeah, it was delicious, guilt-free spending. So also I think when I did my October budget, I realised I'd just thrown down an amount that is transferred into bills without actually saying what they are. So what I pay, I've got my mortgage of £416.26, OVO gas and electric is 128, water at 57.43, TV licence at 15, my home insurance is 24.49, my council tax is 135. This is like a sort of I suppose it's not a warranty, it's like a repair plan thing on my new cooker. British Gas, which they do all the drainage, it's like drainage and guttering insurance, which really has been useful in the past. A 1541.02 for my mobile is 44.02, and Tesco credit card minimum payment is £39, which comes to £880.10, and I pay £9.50 into that account, which gives me a sort of a buffer of £69.90. For those of you asking why there's no internet on there, my son pays the internet. We kind of just sort of work it out between us because he pays for some things, and then the kind of his board's kind of reduced and that kind of stuff. So we just sort of work it out between us. But yeah, that is what I pay. So that is that. So getting on to here, getting on to count up. So I put just £5 in groceries. I have not spent that. It is kind of a just in case, but that isn't really going to happen. So we have £5 in there, and oops, never mind, that's a closing balance of £5. That'll probably get put into something. There is nothing in personal. So on to the first binder. So at the moment there is £5 in fuel, in cash that is, so that's £5. And then in pet care there is £14.57, so I've got £10 in notes and then the balance in the coin purse. There is nothing in nails, nothing in Costco, nothing in Amazon, and there's anything in any of these. So yeah, that's that one done. Onto the home binder. And really, there is nothing apart from, there was £15 in car maintenance, but because I am going to use the Pennywise challenge to pay for that, I've moved that into the car valeting. So that's, oops, no, that's in there instead. So yeah, that's really the only thing that's in there, which is my car valeting. So yeah, 15 in there. So on to personal. Now, I do have a confession to make in that I actually we'll talk about this when it comes to the challenge binder, because that's what it relates to. So in personal, in my birthday, we have, and also apologies for the gloves, they are my arthritis gloves. My hands and my elbow and everything are just really painful at the moment, so I've got these on. So we've got 20, 30, 35, 40, 45 pounds in my birthday. I don't know whether that's too close or I have no idea. So that's 45, and I am going to be taking back to bank, and that reminds me I will need to get out my really should have prepared, shouldn't I? Ooh. I will need to get out my placeholders, because I take these back to bank, but I don't take them back to bank. I use them for the next month's cash and so on, because it's just easier, because I can only draw out from a cash point. Let me see, I might need a, don't think I'm going to need a 500, but I might need that, I don't know. So I'll just take this out again. So that's 45. 45 is going back to the bank, and it's still a total of 45 pounds. So 20 there. Weight loss has 20, 23, and for goodness sake, I will remember to do this one day. I need 45 pounds in placeholders. So 20, 45. I shall just take the 20 back to bank and leave the 3. So that's 23 there, 20 back to bank, and 23 in total. And I can see myself running out of 20s. There we go. So the girls have got 20, 40 in the bank, which is the opening balance, and then 20, 40 in cash. So that's another 40 going back to bank, for a total of £80. So I'm going to take, let's have a 50, a 20 and a 10, 50, 20, 10. And that can go there. There is nothing in school uniform. So Manjaro, we have 50, 60, 70, 80, 85 in the bank. Because I'm using it to pay the PayPal credit, which is interest-free for 4 months. So I've stuck it in the bank, and I'll just transfer over whatever they ask. Well, no, I've set it as a minimum payment of that amount. So I've got 85 in the bank, and 20, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45, which I will, that's 8, 9, 10, that's 130. Let me get my change box, because I might as well use some coins. I don't think it matters too much. I had a good sort out of this. I got myself a bigger box because I was fed up of having to scrabble around. So I made myself a little envelope to keep these in. So that can go back, and we'll have, I thought there was another, yes there is. We'll have 2, 4 and 5. And then we can put those, and we can get 100 and 20, 30. I am just going to check. I am right, aren't I? 85 plus 45 is indeed 130. Just checking. Oh, lordy. So that's that. My fun funds, I spent £10 and 4p. So I have £9 and 96 pence left. So cash is £9.96. None of that is going to go back to the bank. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do this adding up here whilst I'm here. So £5 and £5. That's 1957. See, normally I do this on the computer, but I was like, do I get my iPad and use my map? I was like, no, it'll probably go completely wrong. That's 15 and 15, and that is the end of that binder. So let me just, so 45, 23, 40, 45 and £9.96. That is 162.96, and that's 125 in the bank, and 90. Okay, that's not 400. 45 plus 20 plus 40 plus 45. I'm going to do it that way. It's easier. 150. 45 plus 23 plus 80 plus 130 plus £9.96. What the heck am I doing? Yeah, 45 plus 23 plus 80 plus 130 plus £9.96 is 287.96 in total. So that's that. I've got a new binder for birthdays and events, which I've put everything here. So the first one I've got is Nikki's birthday. So technically there isn't anything in the bank because I've got to work this out now. Because, right, there was 20, and then I've got 20, 25, 30, 35, 36. 20 plus 36 is 56, and I've spent 55, 59. So essentially there's 41p in the bank. For that, because that's been spent. Yeah, so I'm kind of confused because that cash, yeah, it does need to go essentially back in because the birthday fund isn't, it's general birthday fund. So yeah, that confuses me how I'm accounting for this now, because it needs to go back, but it's all covered. But then, that's because there's only £4 and 41p or something in the bank for the girls, so that'll need to go in to cover that. Yeah. Yeah, Okay, no, I'm good. 20, 25, 30, 30 what? So 36. So let's put this way and get another pound out, because we might as well just do it all in cash. I'll just pop it there for now. So yeah, I don't need to put a placeholder in. Is what I'm saying. Apart from the 41p that I've already got. Yeah, okay, so the next thing is the BBMU, which has £45, which is going to go back to the bank. That's 20, 45 and 20, 40, and that is me out of 5s. Oops. Out of 20s even. Nothing in wedding, and there is £20 in prescriptions, which can go back. And I'll have to do 2 10s. So actually that's where that's wrong, because that isn't in the bank. Let me see what. Oh, again, I'm looking for my phone. Yeah, no, that isn't in the bank because I used it here. So that's kind of got to go back. So that's £36 and 41p. And that's at this point just 40, but it will work itself out. Oops. I didn't put that back. God, this is so professional. So 36 plus 45 plus 20 is 101. That was 41p. So 36 plus 45 plus 20, 101. Okay, so next up is savings. And so advent calendars, we have £15, and that might as well go back. I don't see any reason to keep it in, and it just makes things so much easier. So we'll put 10 and a 5 in. Oops. I'm hoping there will come a point where I won't have to keep doing this. It'll just be, you know, I'll just be taking the bigger amounts back. But it's just so much more helpful for me, and at least I get to keep my 5s and stuff. Although I did go to the bank because I knew I'm going to have to get some out. Got some out today, £250 in £10 notes. Premium bonds is still the same. The emergency fund has got 222 in the bank. It has gone down because I've been spending, so there. Yeah, that reminds me, the other thing which I haven't said is, oh no, we'll get to it. So that has got £10 in cash and 222 in the bank. 222. We'll take that back, which will leave 232. So that's still right. So 200 and someone's calling me. 220. So I just need another 10. That's 232. Nothing in fridge, but we do have some in credit card. So there is 240 in the bank. Which is the opening balance. And then we got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 in cash, which is coming back. My handwriting's so bad. So that's £340. So I want 100. So we've got 2, 3, 20, 40 in the bank. I have started a new one for clothing because at this point a lot of my clothes are now not fitting. Nothing in any of these. So 1p savings challenge. By tomorrow, which I'm going to count it as, we'll have £191.87. And then investments, I've taken it out, and yes, I have spent it. I've bought a lot of stuff, and we're just going to draw a line under that. So yeah, that's a big fat 0. So 5 but nothing 5 a month. And then cash but cute, there is £15 in the bank. And another 30. So 15, 30, that's 30 at bank, and that's 45 in total. Honestly, I'm still not entirely sure what I'm going to spend. What this is for. I'm just kind of doing it because I liked it. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, go on. In you go. In you go. In you go. So, let's add this. So 15 plus 10 plus 100 plus 30. Oh, bag it and bank it. I forgot about that. That actually has £12.69p. I did add it up, but I used £2 yesterday. £12.69. Yeah, plus £12.69 equals 167.69. So 305, 222, 240, 191.87 plus 15 is 973.87. 15 plus 10 plus 100 plus 30 is 155. 15 plus 305 plus 232 plus 340 plus 191.87 plus 45 plus £12.69 is 114,156, which should be right. 9 and 7 is, yeah, okay. So 6 months ahead. So all these opening balances are what are in the bank. So I will just go through and put these in. I need to make sure I'm going to add, I think I'm going to put that at 120, and I'll show you why in a bit. 135. Because of things that changed with the VAT and also cancelling the DAM plan, I did move money around, and so that's now 0. We're not using that anymore. And that's actually £6, not 10. Although it has to be because it adds up to 155. So I was only saving 6, but there you go. And that isn't there anymore because it's moved into somewhere else. So, but there is 1,055 in the bank. So cash wise, there is some for garden vets, and it is a fully funded month. It says 120, 140. Yeah, that's, yeah, because that all went in. That all went into the other bits that went, like the Amazon and the Den plan, I think, went into there, and some went into the water. So it should all be, I will add that up just to make sure. And there's 20, 35 in cash. And that should be, that is going to go back to bank. So that's 420. 135. What am I doing? So that's 175, which is the total. So I can take these out because I'm not necessarily keeping the fully funded in here, because I have the tracker where I know what I've got, so I know how many months I've got, and I've got kind of a fully funded in that I'll keep in there. So that's that done. Let me put these back so I know what I'm doing, because if I don't put them back now, I probably won't. 100. So all these are the same until we get to water, where we have £30 in the bank. So I think what I'm going to do, if it's just a month, I'm just going to do what is left for that month as the digital stuff, as the placeholders, because I know that it's already fully funded for a month. So I just know that I'm going to need another 30. So that's just going to be like cash as such. So that's 30 I'm going to use, and that is £90. 10 and 20. Mobile phone has, that is fully funded at 50 for its second month. Den plan is gone. British Gas is fully funded at 20. So that's 14 total. TV license is fully funded at 15. Move this a bit further down. So that's 15 and 30. And then D&G, for some reason, I'm not quite sure why. I must have originally done it at 10. But then I did it as 6. So what as if I put it on? I have put it as 6. So in fact, I've got £16 in the bank. We'll change up another coin. So we'll put that there. So there's £10 in the bank plus 6. We'll take that 6 out. That's 16. So if I clean this off, I've technically got another £4 in the bank against this, because yes, I want £12 for 2 months, and I've got 16, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and we'll put 4 fake pound notes in. I do like these. It reminds me of happy times and pound notes. I need to move the thingy, otherwise my light will go off. So that's those. So we now have, and this is money that I put in, I think yesterday. So in my 6 months ahead for like my weekly cash, I still don't know whether to leave this in cash or not. I genuinely don't know. I think for now I'll leave it in cash because that's how it's generally kept, and I'll perhaps wait until it's fully funded to do that. So in pet care there is 20, and that is 20. There's nothing in nails, but we did put £20 into Amazon Prime. So that's 20. So adding all that up, let's just, oh God, that is stiff. Well, it's stiff when you've got stiff fingers as well. So, oops, I wobbled you, sorry. So this is going to be fun doing it over 2 pages. I think what I'll do is 35 plus 30 plus 50. Let's just, in case I lose the plot somewhere. So 420 plus 140 plus 135 plus 135 plus 70 plus 60 plus 50. That's 1010. 35 plus 30 plus 50 is the 115. 420 plus 175 plus 135. 135, 70, 90, 100. I think it'll just be easier to add it in 2 little bits. 20 plus 15 plus 6 plus 20 plus 20. That's 81 plus 115. 20 plus 15 plus 10 is 45 plus 1010, 1010. That's not right because there's 1055 in there, I know there is. I've added this up wrong, I must have done. 420 plus 140 plus 135 plus 135 plus 70 plus 60 plus 50. Plus 20 plus 15 plus 10. It says, no, I am right, yeah. 1055. 20 plus 15 plus 6 is 41 plus 115. 156. And then 1125 plus 40 plus 30 plus 16 plus 20 plus 20 is 1251. Marvellous. Next thing is travel, which honestly has very little in and will be going on the 1st. So basically we have £300 in the bank, and £5 in cash, and the 5 is just going to stay there. But we have bought the flights and the parking at the airport. And as always, it's gone on the credit card. I got some cash back, not a huge amount, I think about 15 quid, but cash back is cash back. And of course it was a nice chunk to put on the nectar. So, and that doesn't get paid out until the 9th of the month. So I'm leaving it in my bank just to get interest, and then I shall pay it over to Connor once that's happened, to pay off the bill. So that's that. So now we come to challenges. Now, also what I have done is I previously had all the totals for the challenges, and I thought, well, there's always going to be variances, so I've just taken those out really, because it's just the total that matters. So 100 envelope challenge, I'm from 16, so 16 plus 15, it should be 120. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, equal. Oh, no, 136, of course it is, because it was 120 before. So there is £136 in there now, which of course is just going to stay there. So, right, what I did with challenges, I made myself new challenge envelopes, and then because I'd only done 6, I was like, I don't want the older ones in my binder. So there was 2 that I wasn't going to keep, and that was Pearls of Wisdom and Dilly, and the Fill the Dots 2. And I'm not saying I didn't want to keep them, obviously I want to keep them, but I didn't want them in here as yet. So I've wiped them clean, and I took the money and I redistributed it through the challenge binder. I did another rest of the 6 and got 30, and then I kind of did other stuff as well. So I've got my nice new envelopes, and then I did myself a nice new 100 envelope challenge, and so on. And and then what I've done, I've put all the freebie ones in here that will then feed into the quick 6. So yes, and I was like, should I be filming this? You know, because it is challenges and it's fun. And honestly, I did not have the mental capacity to be doing that. I was just like, no, I just need to get this done. So yeah, no challenge video, but it didn't really take that long. So there we go. So challenge 1, which is now roller match, has 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70. And I'm like, oh my God, this is just going to be bonkers, because at this point I haven't had a single match, and that's a lot of money if I never get a match. So yeah, but that's why we're going to start with the cash stuffing tomorrow. Challenge 2 has got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65 and 70. That's a pattern. Challenge 3 has got 20, 25, 30, 35. I don't know why we're all in multiples of, or divisors of 70 or whatever, but there we are. Challenge 4 should have 77. Because yeah, that's me little total. So 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 76, 77. And I think what I might do, because I think this is going to be it's going to be a slow burner, and I think I'm going to use it for like the credit card payments when it's done, and I think probably at the end of every month I might bank it, because I think it's going to be a lot and I might as well be getting interest on that money. So that's that. Challenge 5 has got 20, 40, 50, 55, 60. Oh, that's not in straight, and you know how it annoys me when it isn't. So challenge 6 has got 5, 10, 12. So there's nothing incompleted. We've done 100 envelope. And the quick 6 has got 20. There we are. So that is 20, and that's that for the binder. Now, the only other thing we have is Pennywise, which what I have done, because I thought, no, I'm going to need change, I have moved all the money to the back, and there should be £82 in here. So there's £2 there, and 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80. So that's £80. So let us add this up and see how much there is, because it's like, oh my god, there's so much money here, it's crazy. So 1, 3, let me just 70 plus 70 plus 35 plus 77 plus 60 plus 12 plus 20 plus 80. Wow, £424 plus 136. So I've got £560 in total challenges, which is bonkers. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I suppose it's a lot of money waiting to get reallocated, but I think that's I suppose that's the exciting part. And for me, doing the quick 6 is a good way of me being able to kind of use that as the spending money and so on. So I need to go and add up all the totals. The phone's going again. So 5 plus £19.57 plus 15 plus 16296 plus 101 plus 16769 plus 196 plus 5 plus 560. That's a total of, I'm going to write it here, 1, 2, 3, 2, 22. So bank is 125 plus 41. I still think, yeah, I still think there's something wrong there. Never mind. Plus 97387 plus 1055 plus 300 is 245428, which is 123222, which is, crikey, total, no, that's not that. Yes, it is. It's a total of 368650, for which less 329307. So even with my spending, I've increased by 393.43, which I'm quite pleased with. So let's add up the cash. So 150 plus 101 plus 155 plus 156. Yeah, that's it. So there should be £562 in cash. So let's just add that up, but I'm just going to have a very quick drink because lordy, I'm parched. Okay. So 20, okay, start again. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 85. I'm sure I did that wrong. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 420. So that's 420. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, plus 75. Plus 246 plus 6, 500. Ooh, okay. I've missed a pound somewhere, obviously, but I will go and put these into my actual spreadsheet. But in the end, it's pretty much correct. So this is really good because I've now essentially got. Let me see. I needed 1,075. I've already got 561 and I took 250 out. So 1075 minus 561 minus 250. So I only need 264 to draw out, which I'll probably have to do over a couple of days. But yes, that is that. I think the fact that I've still managed to get that much extra, given how much I've spent, is really weird. And although I did do my budget as kind of it reducing weekly, I am going to take the cash out so that I'm not tempted to use my card. So if I go anywhere and I haven't got the cash, then that's that. I am going to keep my card with me in case of emergencies, but my problem is being at home and going online, going on Vinted, going on Temu, going on Amazon, going on Etsy, thinking, oh, I'll just have that. And all those I'll just have that add up. So yes, thank you for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with my first cash stuffing of October, when I will be sticking 100% to my budget. Have a fab week, everybody. Bye.